glorious morning. Makes me sick.
First Hocus Pocus is a fantastic, nostalgic Halloween classic. It really, really is. It's back when Disney was taking risks. It's got some fantastic, memorable performances, wonderful characters in the Sanderson sisters, likeable young leads, and just a really, really fun, great idea. The problem with long-awaited sequels is sometimes I have more fun with the idea of the movie than the actual movie, and I've had to kind of learn this as I get older. I loved the idea of Dumb and Dumber 2 coming out. You know, it was more about it coming that excited me, the journey to the movie. And the movie was god-awful, like horrendous, should have never ever been made. I've always had fun with the idea of Back to the Future 4, fun with the idea of Beetlejuice 2 and Goonies 2. I've always imagined what these films are like, but there's always that little voice in the back of the head of, you know it won't deliver. But at the same time, it's like a wonderful fantasy in your head of bringing these characters back and seeing that world again, and it's almost the mystery of what these sequels would be that ends up being better than when the actual sequels arrive. I was really, really looking forward to Bill and Ted 3 for many years, and I loved the journey to Bill and Ted 3. I really did love that journey. Just seeing more on it and hearing more on it and, you know, piecing together the movie in my head. Now, I do like Bill and Ted 3, I will say that, but it gets worse every time I watch it. And that's worrying, because Dumb and Dumber 2 I started off liking, and it got worse and worse every time I watched it until I thought it was absolute load of old arse. You know, the girls can still do it, clearly. There was actually a Hocus Pocus virtual reunion last year where we saw the return of the Sanderson sisters, and it was fun, and they still look the part, they still deliver. But do we want to see it in a film? Part of me does, part of me doesn't. You think about Hocus Pocus, how will the humour work? You know, this was edgy humour. I doubt there will be much mention of virgins and killing all the children in the new Disney Hocus Pocus. How will this work? Will this be Hocus Pocus neutered because these characters want to kill children, and we don't really have much kind of stuff like that anymore? The PC culture we're in now, I almost feel like a new Hocus Pocus would water down the Sanderson sisters and make them less evil or less interesting. That's a worry.
Go to hell! Oh, I've been there, thank you. I found it quite lovely.
I also think spooky kids movies are objectively worse now. You know, the new Goosebumps is not Hocus Pocus. Twilight is not The Lost Boys. You know, it's all that kind of stuff. It's just inferior now. However, we do have Stranger Things, and we do have Ghostbusters Afterlife coming out, which is hopefully good, and we are in the nostalgic era, so gems can come out of it, but it's just those 20-year gap sequels. They never seem to fit in today's world, and we want them to. We really will them to, but it ends up being just a nice kind of fantasy in your head. One of the frustrating thing is the characters aren't back in it. Max, Danny and Allison from the first film are not coming back. The actors aren't coming back. You know, and for me, Hocus Pocus is Max, Danny and Allison versus the Sanderson sisters. So for me, I'm already disappointed. Surely you're making Hocus Pocus 2 for people who are nostalgic for Hocus Pocus. And if you're not making Hocus Pocus 2 for those people, you're making it for a new generation of kids. That means you've got to start right from the beginning and make this appealing to today's kids. You've got to make the Sanderson sisters cool for today's kids. You've got to bring a new cast of kids and make it cool for today's kids. You've got to win them over. And I know a lot of people will say, well, the nostalgia for me is just seeing the Sanderson sisters. I don't need Max, Danny and Allison back. For me, I wanted to see Danny's kids, you know, be the ones who stumble across this, and Max and Danny are in this as well, and Allison. You know, why not? You know, it's alarm bells for me that these actors aren't in it. Why aren't they in it? They were such a big part of what made Hocus Pocus work. It wasn't just the Sanderson sisters.
What happened?
A virgin lit the candle.
I want to see it do well, but I'm not ready for jokes of the Sanderson sisters talking about the Kardashians or talking about Donald Trump. I'm not up for that. And you know what? That's today's pop culture, sadly. And if it's not a smart script, and if it focuses on putting these characters in the present day, it could be really cringe. It could be. You know, no matter how well, and I'm quite very confident that these three women will do great, and I'll be happy to see them again in the characters, but how they're written is the issue. The writing in films isn't the same anymore. Writing in films has changed so much since Hocus Pocus. we don't really get those young adult fun edgy movies anymore. Maybe we will, I don't know, but at the moment I'm really in the middle on this. Are you guys looking forward to Hocus Pocus 2? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think it will be like? What do you want it to be like? Let me know. And as always, subscribe if you're a movie geek. I'll see you guys next time.
To the night!
Winnie?